Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. I want to thank the organizers from Spirit Medicine Conference 2016 for this great opportunity to be here, although by this virtual means, but truly honored to be able to share some light and wisdom in regards to these powerful tools to transcend all paradigms. I believe the time is now to allow ourselves to reach a better understanding of what tryptamines are doing nowadays on humanity, especially 5-MeO-DMT, now called the God molecule. The time for their acknowledgement as true medicines is now, and more research should be done because, to be honest, we're still in diapers in regards to these fascinating molecules. In regards to my personal insights and applications of 5-MeO-DMT or toad medicine, they vary from a range from spiritual tools or keys that unleash the highest state of awareness or consciousness, 1,000 hours psychotherapy in a 20-minute time frame, spiritual and energetic cleanse and karmic reset, to very potent anti-inflammatory compounds that cool down many autoimmune disorders. Nowadays, it's been called the God molecule. And although it's been called the God molecule, it's not a divine medicine in the way that it cures all things. It's not panacea. And certainly, it's not a magical bullet to many of us. Although it does has the ability to produce on many individuals the strongest spiritual experience ever recorded. This has triggered a wave of multiple inexperienced facilitators that are sharing this molecule in an unsafe environment and unethically, that has ended up in the death of at least 5 people and has produced a whole bunch of psychological damage. And just like Natasha mentioned, without proper guidance, it opens people to the possibility of danger and harm. It is our responsibility to educate others about using the medicine in a conscious way, provide conscious support and guidance with working with the medicine. This molecule truly confers individuals the opportunity to dissolve completely all of our cosmovisions and ego-made perceptions and illusions, to merge into the oneness of all things, to feel infinity. Face-to-face encounter with Source. It is by self-realization of our divine nature, and like Martin Ball defined, reach the true energetic nature of our living reality. Thus are we able to truly unravel all our human expression to the point of achieving a full, complete process by complete analysis of our lives, of our lineage, curing individuals on all levels, mind, body, and soul, to experience the interconnectedness of all things that were, that are, and that ever will. Just like Leary described, to live a billion-year-old process within ourselves, and practically to be freed from our physical bound form for a period of only 20 minutes at a time. Of all my traveling around the world, it's such an honor to witness such beautiful processes, but I've seen it, regardless of the country I go, they say the same human expression. Two sentences in many, many languages. They say, "This is it," and "Oh my God." Such an honor. I mean, if there is something in the world that might dissolve religious boundaries, it's the God molecule. This medicine can actually make a Jew, a Muslim, a Hindu, a Christian, and a Catholic have dinner not only peacefully, but joyfully. No other medicine compares to the overwhelming power and intensity of toad medicine. It is truly a unique medicine. And I refer to it as medicine because I acknowledge, sadly, the true spiritual reality of humans and our current state of disease. It's a sickness implanted by our society, by our imposed consumism, materialistic, egocentric reality that has inflicted us in so many ways, expressed in depression, drug addiction, wars, pollution, depletion. Toad medicine not only has been able to induce a true spiritual religious experience, but also, medically speaking, has put in remission for up to a month patients dealing with autoimmune disorders. The God molecule, but specifically Toad venom or medicine is a very potent anti-inflammatory compound. It yields 21 different substances that all together make a difference that if applied separately. We're talking about perfect, specific, nature-made blends for very specific purposes, more complex than the already mysterious ayahuasca brew and jopo in which they involve the adding of another plant or substance to complete the healing visionary nature. We're actually dealing with a true alchemical mix for a higher purpose, no doubt. This is living, wise medicine. And I see clearly medical applications. Being a pioneer in Mexico in the use of this antigen and traveling around the world for more than 10 years, I have observed an increased interest in people that want to become facilitators. In less than 3 years, a number of newly incorporated participants have become facilitators in less than 2-3 months, and they facilitate the medicine or molecule in Europe, Australia, Mexico, Canada, and in the US. I've seen that they work in a way not only unethical, but just not spiritually adequate. Ranging from spiritual vampires to perverted abusers, I have clearly seen the negative impact on the improper administration of this powerful sacrament and medicine in the hands of inexperienced and wrong hands. When did it all begin? It was during the psychedelic conference in Ashland earlier this year. It was curious because I found myself among most of the known 5-MeO-DMT facilitators, and we all got together to share insights and experiences, and to my surprise, we identified a pattern of behavior, and many agreed, not all, that we should set up guidelines for the proper administration of this powerful compound based on our experiences. This was basically the catalyst in the making of my new book, to be published soon, which is going to be called the Bufo Codex, Guidelines for the Proper Administration of this Sacrament. In regards to how I discovered my own personal method of applying, sharing, and working with the medicine is very simple. I take it. I take the medicine, and I take it very often. I've been taking the medicine for at least once a month for the past years. At the beginning, I would take it with so many people and with many participants, and I was revealed so much. Toad told me what to do and what not to do. It made me feel what is proper to feel and what simply isn't. Toad medicine and the universe slowly but surely began to equip me with the necessary tools and knowledge that I incorporated with my previous medical knowledge to create this unique way of sharing the world's strongest antigen. Many are the people who hope to have a mystical, spiritual, or an antigenic experience with toad venom from Incilius alvarius, commonly referred to as toad, sapito, sapo. And they, most importantly, don't know how to reach and stay open to those levels of consciousness. And few of the people who wish to help others on that overwhelming process have not had the benefit of being taught how to serve as effective facilitators. These guidelines or recommendations are intended to promote spiritual rather than recreational use of toad venom from Incilius alvarius, bringing together my personal insights of the thousands of ceremonies that I have shared in a loving context and according to what every individual requires according to their own personal process of evolution in a 12-year period. To establish the best possible environment for spiritual antigenic ceremonies, it is critical to keep in mind not only the old set and setting that was imposed to us, but actually 7 primary factors that most affect the nature, value, and outcome of the experience. 1. An auspicious astrological reading. Yes. If the stars are aligned, if the stars are, do it. If don't, it all makes sense, really. And if Mercury or Mars are in retrograde, then you usually shouldn't take the dive, So, a good reading. 2. Launchpad, antigenic trampoline, or commonly known as set. Properly padded and comfortably enough with pillows and blankets. 3. Circumstances in life, purpose, intention, or setting. 4. Quantity, dose, or amount. Always give a full dose. There's no half tickets, there's no trying and tasting or just picking. You either take the dive or you don't. 5. Sitter. And this is very important because it can either have a synergistic or a draining effect. Careful who you pick. And guides or facilitators, man and woman, are a must. 6. Ceremony, session, circle, or context. Always ceremonial, with the utmost respect and always connecting Pachamama's love to the light of Father Son, creating this beautiful trifecta, which is known as the sacred space of the heart. And, of course, 7. Situation, mood, polarity among participants and facilitators. Always positive and light and kindly. Many of those who have never had a guided session appreciate how entheogenic experiences have impacted and improved their lives. However, the presence of a knowledgeable guide greatly facilitates the probability of reaching expanded levels of consciousness and recalling and integrating the experience. Remember, what's important is to remember, because we tend to forget so easily. So, guiding or facilitating someone on an entheogenic journey as powerful as toad medicine is sacred work. You are there to ensure that the ceremony session is maximally safe and beneficial, to increase the probability of a participant to fully enter into a transpersonal and transcendental state, to minimize difficulties, and to honor the trust they placed in you. It is not necessarily to have a great deal of specialized information to be a superb guide. But I do believe that the essential prerequisites are compassion, intuition, and loving kindness. The risks of working with the most sacred medicine on the planet without the proper respect or context are spiritual lesions or damage that might produce permanent scars, risk of falling in the duality of such an experience, like the exposure of malevolent spirits, severe psychological trauma, possessions, vampirism, spiritual damage at the end, among others. So, be careful who you trust, your soul in the most sacred journey of the soul. As a facilitator, our job is to assure that participants that the experience is safe, to make them feel comfortable, and that all of the dangers that they have feared are unnecessary productions of their mind. Me personally, as soon as I give them the sacrament, I reach to them and kindly and very lovingly tell them, feel the light, feel the love, see the light. It is all around you. It is within you. The endless flame of life, the life process. The light is the energy life. Do not fear it. Surrender to it. Join it. It is a part of you, and you are a part of it. It is worth mentioning that many participants who lack the spiritual intelligence will be overwhelmed by such a powerful experience and will retain no memory of it, since they lack the understanding of the ultimate nature of reality. Many participants will fall in an imprinting phase, analogy of the chicken coming out of the egg, in which they will be so vulnerable, so dependent, so amazed, so full of awe and wonder, most of the time, making the facilitator responsible as the ultimate responsible for such an experience, looking at them with creator eye, messiah eyes, saint-like figures, prophet eyes. You get the picture. So, it is vital to leave them to themselves in a way where you can look at them without putting yourself in between or in the middle of their side vision angle. This is not about you, it's about them. Show respect. Like I usually just show respect, and I do not interfere within their energetic field. There should always be, ideally, two guides, a man and a woman. And at times, and unpredictably, a participant may prefer the support of a participant or the gender of one or the other. Having two guides, it just makes the process easier and better. And they provide an optimal situation and Basically, they just give balance to the situation. Having a good, rewarding meal afterwards, such as a prasad, really is great grounding activity, complemented by the intake of B complex supplements, electrolytes, plenty of fluids. You know, they really help dramatically in grounding and integrating the experience. Some people will want to repeat the experience, and I have observed people that seem to have a never-ending desire to be in this state, in a perennial state. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Especially if you've just experienced a full body orgasm with God. Yet, beware. This is living wise medicine. And people should have a limit. We as humans do have a limited capacity to the ultimate understanding of the energetic nature of reality. Once a human being receives the message, it seems that there are only so many times it can be received. And that there is also the sense that too much information will spoil your human experience. They even like to say, "Why are you back here? Haven't we already told you everything?" Integrate. That's what I would say. Integrate. Okay? I've found that if the participant keeps a persisting attitude and keeps pushing for more and more, the experiences can become dark, and one can meet all kinds of crazy, dark, and semi-evil beings. Many people are quite spiritually ambiguous, and I think toad venom can show us how unnecessary this type of ambition really is. Even following the model of Freud, in regards to phases of development, I have observed people who get trapped in the oral phase doing mouth movement. Or people who got stuck on the anal phase, expressing just pelvic movements over and over. Many go through a very powerful rebirth process. So, really, I do not judge nor add the tag to classify them as blessed or not blessed. It makes no difference what they do once they're face to face with the source, nor if they're able to reach the highest state of awareness. My job is just to ensure the safety and secure that they have a pure process on experiencing their true, unfiltered light. I assist them in remembering. What the toad reveals is for the participant's life. It has no relation within the events that are witnessed here on this reality, and it is for them alone. No need to share, no need to explain. It is obvious that if you're not clean, you need to go through a process of purification or purging, obviously before reaching the level of awakening or enlightenment. And even the primal awakening process needs to be present and remembered. Some people don't even reach the awakening phase. They persist lingering on the purging phase. So, regardless of the human response to such a profound event, in which every single cell, every atom is sensed and involved in an orgasmic creativity, it unequivocally corresponds to one of the most sacred moments in life, when you're face to God, to fully experience consciousness in our own way. I like to say, the moment of realization is worth more than 1,000 prayers. And this is what toad medicine do. It gives us clarity, for sure. This is living wise medicine. Beware. Approach it with the utmost respect. This is the sacred nectar of love secretion from the holy union of Father, Son, and Mother Pachamama Earth. So, thank you. Thank you for listening.